The official start of hurricane season is Tuesday. Hard to believe. When it comes to preparing for a disaster, there are many things you need to keep in mind to make sure the entire family is safe. Joining us this morning is CEO of the North Florida region of the American Red Cross, Gerald Thomas. Gerald, thank you so much for coming on the show and talking with us.
Thank you for having me.
When we are talking about preparation, getting prepared now, what are some of the items you suggest families keep in mind?
Well, definitely you want to make sure you have 7 days of medical, your medication. You also want to make sure you plan for food and water for everyone that kit might support. And you think about food and water for at least being 3 days and having 1 gallon of water per day for each person. You also want to make sure you have first aid supplies in there. You want to make sure you have any hygiene items in that kit also. And you also want to think about, your furry kids. So if you have a pet, you want to make sure you have items in there for them also.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to ask you about our four-legged friends. Anyone who knows me knows that I prioritize pets.
Well, I've got one myself, so I want to make sure Zeus is taken care of.
Absolutely. When you talk about putting these kits together, I know here at the station we have an entire room dedicated for our hurricane preparation supplies, and we all have our individual boxes. Should family members think like that? Put those items in a box or a Rubbermaid container and store in a specific place, a centralized location.
Yeah, definitely. You want to make sure it's in a durable container that's, that might survive, rough weather, inclement weather, and put it in a place where everyone knows where it is in the home, because everyone may not be together when the event actually happens. So you can easily access it, and you want to make sure that you have enough, like I said, for everyone in the home.
And of course, verbalizing this plan with your family members, making sure everyone is on the same page, is vitally important.
Absolutely. You want to make sure you practice that plan and everyone knows what their job is within the plan.
So we've talked about people, we've talked about pets. What about our homes? In some instances, you might find yourself having to leave your home. What can people do to protect their house?
Well, you definitely want to make sure you're informed about what the impact might be, whether it be a wildfire, a hurricane, or a tornado. Each of those events have different things that you want to plan for. And so having that information can help you build your plan to protect your home and make you safer.
In situations such as hurricanes, how does the American Red Cross intervene and aid people who need it most?
Well, it's up to us to be the most ready when our communities are least ready. So in hurricanes, our primary role is providing sheltering, for the community, and make sure that we have pre-landfall shelters. And then once the event has passed, with those shelters turn into actual shelters that will help us move into the recovery phase of the operation.
During these emergencies, is there a site people can follow to keep up with what the American Red Cross is doing?
Absolutely. You can always, get the latest information from our webpage, redcross.org/North Florida. You can also follow us on social media at the same place. You can tap into our emergency app for the Red Cross, and that staying informed piece is super important. Also Jack's Ready does a great job of providing information, so that's another source of information also.
Mr. Thomas, we so much appreciate you coming on the morning show and talking with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And remember, if you need help making your emergency kit, News4JAX is partnering with Ace Hardware to make sure you are all set. You'll find a list of supplies and much, much more on news4jax.com/hurricane kit.